It's episode 92 of the Rebel Scum podcast. I'm James. This is
Bruh.
and we're bringing you another podcast.
What up?
Guess what? Guess what today is?
Thursday.
It is the eve of May the 4th.
Oh, snap.
So got to get right into this. We are not going to waste any time, although this conversation is a giant waste of time. On Tuesday night, I got a DM that stands for
Bowel movement. Oh, wait.
Dowel movement is a DM.
Yep.
From our good friend Austin.
Did someone slide into your DMs?
Splish. And he said, hey, solo tickets are now available.
Say where?
This was like, 10 o'clock at night? I was getting ready for bed. I am old. I was getting ready for bed. I was really tired. I was like, I can't wait to sleep. I was going to watch Jaws. So I'm like getting ready. I'm just like, all right, get ready for bed. Solo tickets available. I was like, shut up. This is how I speak to people. I said, shut up. And he said, no, you shut up.
No,
and he sent me a screen grab of a YouTube video of the newest TV spot that said, tickets available now.
Wow.
So I was like, so I messaged you and you were like, shut up. I'm also trying to sleep. So I went to my computer. I opened it up.
Yeah.
I went on our movie theater chain here in Canada because we have two. And they think I'm joking, but we're not. And it said tickets not available. So I was like, I remember Last Jedi, it was like you couldn't find it through the movie, you had to find it through this. And
yeah.
So I couldn't find it anywhere. Watched the TV spot on YouTube and it said tickets available now. But I noticed the end screen annotation things. They tried to cover it almost. It was weird the way they did it. But then they also tweeted it and Instagrammed it. But at the end of Twitter and Instagram, it didn't say tickets available.
Okay.
So I waited until midnight and nothing happened. I finished watching Jaws, went to sleep. The next day, Austin bought 700 tickets to see Solo. He went to his movie theater and they sold it to him.
Wow.
Darth Ward called our movie theater.
Yeah.
And they were like, what is a Solo? So that is...
So how did Austin get tickets? Just because he said, well, you sold...
We're not going to say his last name so that they don't... So that where he's from, Disney doesn't go to his theater and say, hey, these don't exist. Apparently, when that TV spot came out, he called his theater immediately. And they said, yeah, they're available. But Fandango and whatever website you went to, you could see the times of the opening night and everything.
Yeah.
But you couldn't purchase the tickets. But he went right to his theater and he bought them.
Yeah.
So...
Cool.
So we are, I'll tell you where he lives after, and we are 2 of the 700 that he bought. We are going to be going to watch it with him. He doesn't know that yet, so 2 of his friends have to stay home, but whatever, we're fine with that. It doesn't affect me whatsoever. So, but May 4th is the rumored date that these are going to go on sale. Also May 4th, rumored day that Celebration will be announced.
Ooh, that's smart. I like that. I like that idea. It's really interesting how this make-believe day has really taken off, because I had a conversation with someone that said, oh yeah, I know I'm going to a birthday party for a 2-year-old or 1-year-old on May the 4th, and it's Star Wars themed because their birthday's on May the 4th, and it's like, oh, I don't want them to feel left out. And I'm like the May the 4th thing has only really been a thing in the last 5 years.
That's funny. What if the kid grows up to hate Star Wars because of that?
Yeah, their parents are like, oh, he's gonna have such a hard life because his birthday is May the 4th. I'm like, what?
It's not like it's on Christmas.
Cool. It's cool that's a phenomenon now, but what? So yeah, what a time to be alive. We have our own day,
what?
President's Day, which we don't have here.
We have nothing here. What's our next holiday? Canada Day? No, we have
May
Victoria.
2-4.
We have Victoria
Day.
Oh, to all of our Great Britain friends out there,
What up?
we celebrate Queen Victoria's birthday.
What up?
Still, after all this time.
After all this,
That's
it's just a day off.
It's our Memorial Day, basically.
Yeah,
it's
that's
a
what
week
it is.
before Memorial Day, so
Hooray!
yay, that's what happens there.
I like how we have to Canadian-splain everything to our American viewers. It's well, you see,
nobody knows.
we put a U in yours. Or no, wait. They always we put a U in. What is it that we put U's in?
Calor.
Harbor.
If David Harbour was Canadian, he'd spell his name differently.
Anyways.
Neighbor.
Like a good neighbor.
Yeah, friendly neighborhood.
Neighborhood.
Neighborhood. Spider-Man. That's how. we do things. Big day tomorrow, though. Cannot wait. The Star Wars show this week, we're going to be talking about it a little bit. They had their May the 4th episode. Early, Uncle Ron made an appearance. Apparently, Uncle Ron, tomorrow on Good Morning America, we'll be doing an interview then. And I'm speculating that tickets will go on sale after that interview. It'll be like, and Ron
That's
Howard,
smart. Yeah, that's a really
and he'll
good
be
idea.
like, yeah, so Solo's going to be a great movie. It blah, 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 and tickets available now. Sweet. And then I'll be like this. I just woke up. Brock, order these tickets.
Yeah.
Mom, order these tickets. My mom's ordering tickets as well.
I am not sitting by your dad this time.
We have a whole.
I'm saying this on the podcast. I'm not sitting right
look,
now.
I
2
went out
years
in
a row.
I went out in January and I said that it was going to be the third best Star Wars film.
Yeah, of course.
I'm going to tell you right now, this will be my dad's favorite of the new
good.
4.
He'll still be a curmudgeon about something.
He wasn't in Rogue One.
That's just.
He loved Rogue One.
No, I know. He's going to complain about the free popcorn or something like that.
Well, if we do the fan event, which apparently they're doing in America. What?
I want to go to that. That was fun last time.
It was fun, except it was a little bit expensive for what it was.
Yeah.
I just look. The cards were cool. The free free popcorn. I'm all about.
You and I had the time of our lives.
Yeah.
But all the friends that we bring to this, they're like, $40 for a movie.
But they still went.
Yeah, I know. Oh, no, I'm not fighting that part.
They still did it. It's not like anyone stopped. I would say it was a little bit on the steep side for what we got. I think it was 30 in America because our dollar is terrible. It was the John Williams thing was the dollar. The John Williams thing we got was cool. But I'm curious what they would give us in front of Solo. Like, you know what I mean? Like if they do a
Solo
fan
cups,
event,
that'd be great. I'd like that.
They did that at Denny's. Oh my god! But anyway, so we'll. I have no idea what it's like.
Yeah.
It appears that there's like a fan event on the Fandango. If I might be wrong, I was only on there briefly because I can't order from Fandango anyway. So there might not be because it seemed like a new thing. I would do it again though for sure.
Yeah.
But
I mean, I would have been content with what they gave us with Han Solo if it was like, here's a poster. Like, I'm more than or less happy with stuff like that.
So I've been driving a lot lately, and I'm passing a lot of bus stops.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And they're all Solo posters.
Yeah, I saw one recently, too.
There were a lot of Avengers ones, and I liked some of the Avengers posters, but the Avenger posters in the GTA, that's the Greater Toronto area.
The Greater Toronto area.
The ones that the Avengers posters they've used for these bus stops have sucked.
What do you mean?
They've been like an A that's a color with like a it looks like faded.
Avengers.
Yeah, the Avengers ones. The Solo one though is
yeah.
I love it. I'm just like every time I'm like, oh, accident. But it's on like almost every bus stop that I pass, and I'm very excited. I want to actually go to one and like steal it, but that's wrong.
Don't do that.
But yeah, they would totally. Actually, I got that Cineplex magazine I had last week. I ripped out the little Solo poster, and but that's the one that's in it. Anyway, I'm really excited for Solo. Clearly,
it looks great. I'm super psyched.
It's probably going to be the best movie of all time.
Wow.
The third best Star Wars film, but the best movie of all time.
Even better than Jingle All the Way?
Wow. Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Excuse me? Arnold Schwarzenegger. Anakin is in that.
She's outside petting Ted. Let's move on. You got something to tell everybody.
Patreon. We need money. You have it. We need it. Take it. Give it to us and we will take it. Go to patreon.com. Rebel Scum Podcast. It's there at the bottom. 4 tiers. First tier is you get early access to this show and other shows that we do on the show site, being YouTube. And then you also get whenever I get my stuff together.
Andrew wants to do it. I say we should start doing it next week. We start recording clothing around next week.
Cool. I work every day.
Then you can. Then you're not a part of it. It's only Andrew Fantasia. I'm sorry, guys. That was a horrible joke.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to sit through that. Andrew's like, I don't even want to sit through that. I just looked at your Juggernaut pop and it threw me off.
I like to get new pops and wait for you to notice.
There's always one that catches my eye. I'm like, why is? Oh my god, that's awesome.
You can't see in the corner. I have tons of pops.
Well, we'll start doing it in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Whenever you have a day off.
I'm gung ho to do it. It's just
we'll do like a bunch, and then you guys will get. Like,
that's totally the plan. So, tier 2 is all that plus Andrew's Star Wars Wikipedia project documentary.
We're doing an episode next week.
Ooh. What's it called?
It's called. We'll figure it out next week.
Ooh.
It's gonna be. It's not gonna. It's gonna be very different from everything else on the channel.
Yeah.
It's gonna be shot in black and white, and all the lighting is gonna come through black. It's gonna be very film noir, and it's all gonna be Andrew looking at his computer typing, but with narration and coffee.
It's like the opening to Stand By Me. Can we get Richard Dreyfuss to be Andrew from the future?
That is like the perfect casting.
Anyways,
I'm Richard Dreyfuss. That's Saturday Night Live C-3PO audition.
Check.
If anyone remembers.
Tier 3 is you get all this plus you get to send us your theories, your ideas for things we could talk about, or top fives, or how did this get made? No, that's not it. Never tell me the odds. And tier 4, that's $3. Tier 4 is $10. All of that stuff plus we will have you on the show. I pay $10 every week so I can be on the show, and I thank myself.
And your card is declined every time.
Every time.
Every time.
I have no money.
So those are all of those tiers. Also, May the 4th tomorrow, Revenge of the 5th. On Saturday, we're going to have a couple cool things popping up for then. And on Saturday, there might be a prize for Patreon people. The Patrons might get a prize, and it might be a lock of Brock's hair.
Oh my goodness. I have lots of it.
It probably
by the beard.
We're going to give you Brock's beard. He's going to shave, but he's going to do a perfect underneath.
Hair comes all in one piece. I don't know if you knew that.
That's how it works.
Yeah.
This makes it so much easier if I just have to go bam. It's out. That would be good. But let's go on. John Boyega spoke recently about Star Wars Episode 9, A Futuristic Next Hope. And he said some interesting things. Do you know what he said?
He said, I love Star Wars. No, he said it's looking interesting because it'll be I don't know how he put the end of the franchise.
Let's wrap this saga up.
Wrap the saga. Or he says franchise. And then he's excited to grow his hair. So you'll see what happens with that in the first trailer, whenever that
So everyone's taking that as time jump.
Yep.
Which, again, I think one of the, I don't want to call it a mistake, but one of the things that kind of handcuffed The Last Jedi was no time jump. And I think that kind of became evident. And look, this is a saga that spans 60 years. Give us a bit of a time jump.
Yeah.
I'm curious about his hair. Is he finally I haven't been a stormtrooper for a while. And he's just gonna.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. That's what I thought too. It's oh, this is great because now he can just be his own character, so he can grow. I immediately just put him in dreads, Bishop from X-Men.
That'd be amazing.
What was the second one?
Days of Future Past.
Days of Future Past. Thank you.
Days of Past, Future, Present.
Immediately put him in dreads for some reason. I don't know why. Because I was there's a time jump. So I'm time travel, Bishop. I'm from the future. Yeah, no, that's exciting. It's cool. Why is he he's not really dropping a lot, but it seems they're hey, John, go talk about Star Wars. I mean, that's what they're supposed to do.
I feel somebody asked him a question. Yeah. This is the thing that gets me whenever somebody talks like this. Everyone's always oh, they can't stop. When I'm always I wish Ryan Johnson would shut up. Yeah. But then you stop and you think, you're is it Ryan Johnson just being hey, Esquire or whatever, come over here. I need to tell you something. Or is it everybody and he's oh God, I gotta answer this again. And instead of being rude, he's okay, I'll give you an answer. No, I'm fine with all of the choices that I've made. And then we're God, why does he have to keep saying this? But it's really he goes to promote something. Yeah. I don't know what, his Twitter account or Instagram, which are kind of phenomenal. And then they're well, how do you feel about the fan backlash? What's he going to, so Boyega, who knows, he might have been doing a Pacific Rim thing. I can't remember what the article was. And they're so tell us about episode 9. And he goes I'm going to grow my hair. And then J.J. Abrams is mystery box, man.
Yeah, that's exciting. I would like to see a rebranded character. I always do maybe it's a comic book thing I've always liked, or just movies in general where it's time passes, so I grew a beard, or something like that. Or it's I have short hair now.
Well, that's the best way to show that's different.
Oh yeah, but it's because people tend to switch it up.
I'm curious about Rey. So go on.
Yes, she will grow a beard. Here's my thought after reading that. And this is kind of controversial, and I don't think it's a good move. But since we haven't had a time jump yet in this saga, I was like, maybe we don't need one. I mean, clearly we're getting one, and I don't know how else you tell any new story with it or progress without, because it's like, we're not going to have a huge battle if like it's just the seconds after we leave them. But the way it's laid out already, it feels like that just makes more sense, because it seems choppy. You know what I mean? They'll be like all together and then all the way over here.
Well, I think that's
Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
That was the thing with The Last Jedi was there was no time jump, obviously.
Yeah.
And so what holds it back is you always go like it's like 7.5.
Yeah.
Right. So 7 ends, and immediately we pick up where we left off. And you're like, okay, there's no time.
Yeah.
And instead, because Empire Strikes Back, how much time passes in that movie?
Just in the movie?
Yeah, like 700 years.
I mean, I think we've talked about this before. Like, yeah, it's only probably 2 or 3.
People know the answer, so write it down below. I can't remember what it is, but it's time. Like, time passes.
But it's like Last Jedi, where it's like it feels like Luke is on Dagobah longer than Han and Leia are running.
Yeah, so the time that's the thing with Star Wars is time's off, and that's why I always thought, well, Rey sleeps on Acto for a long time. Yeah. By the way, did we mention that Andrew Fantasia hashtag is it will never be canon? He was like, how the hell do you pronounce Acto? So he tweeted at Winnipeg's own Pablo Hidalgo. Congratulations, Winnipeg Jets, on being the greatest team in the history of the NHL. Yeah. He tweets them now. I'm like, you don't watch hockey. and so he got back to him. He got back to Andrew. And he said, Andrew, stop tweeting me. It's Octo, like October.
Octo.
So it's Octo. So
I like that.
There's your...
I mean, it sounds better than Achto.
Yeah.
And I am a firm believer that it is all play on Act 2.
Yeah. It's Octo.
Leaving.
He said it was like October, so it's Octo. So that happened. But yeah, there's definitely more time spent there. But the difference is when we're with Han and Leia.
Yeah.
If you don't, feels like a short period of time. But you don't really, because of Luke stuff, you don't really know. But they never make it a point to be like, it's been 6 hours. But Last Jedi, they're like, it's been 18 hours.
Yeah, you're good.
And so you feel like, if you take away the time in The Last Jedi and you just have it, I think you feel like it's a little bit. But I think part of it was Rian Johnson wanted to make a big movie, but small and intimate. And does that work after what we just had? Well, for most people, yes. But you know what I mean? Like I think that was the goal there.
Yeah. Was
this, and I think just like for me with Rogue One, where you start naming the planets, and you're just like, there's so many planets. You kind of get exhausted when you're like, there's 18 hours left. If you kind of take away the time, you're like, we might be out of fuel soon. Yeah. Instead of we're out of fuel in 6 hours, maybe that changes it just a little bit. But let us know the time. I can't. We'll know by the time we finish recording this because it'll come to us. But yeah. But anyway, the time jump feeling awkward. You are right.
That's just like a thought I had when I was reading it. I'm like, I think we need a time jump. Which I feel like it's weird saying that about Star Wars because until I feel like Lost, time jump wasn't really. It was a concept, but I don't think we really called it. Lost was more flash forward.
But didn't Dawson's Creek last season begin 5 years later, 20 years later? I haven't watched Dawson's Creek, just so everybo's aware.
I just feel like it's been prevalent in the last couple of years. You're probably right. I can't remember Dawson's Creek, but
what was the other thing that was I think New Girl did it this year. I think the last season New Girl's
it's smart. I am totally for it. It just I'm side act where I just it doesn't I never consider the time between the original sagas as time jumps.
Yeah, that's the thing. So there is a time jump between Empire and Jedi.
Yeah.
Either it's months or years, and everyone knows it. But you know what I mean? You don't know. They never say it.
Yeah.
So I think in this case, it's going to be similar to that. Where you're like, oh, time has passed because Finn has longer hair and Rey's wearing green instead of gray or something. You're like, okay. And it won't be it won't be 10 years has passed. And they'll think, well, it might be. I mean, I could be. Now that I'm saying it, I'm like, yeah, that's exact. But you know what I mean? We won't really know. It'll just kind of be accepted that these events have occurred since what you've seen. Rey is now really strong on the Force. Finn is now amazing. Because I think Finn's storyline, I was thinking about this, and this isn't a knock on The Last Jedi, but Finn used to be a stormtrooper.
Yeah.
And now he's not. And I feel like there's so much to explore in the psyche of someone in that situation.
Yeah.
Like you went from taking orders and kind of being brainwashed to being free-spirited. And the first thing he did was go back to like that, and in both movies, the first thing is like, well, let's infiltrate. Now it's like, well, who is Finn? And I'm kind of hoping we get to explore that a little bit. I think Boyega is a good enough actor where we can see that. I think it'll be really fun and unique. But at the same time, we have to remember that this is going to be a fun romp through the galactic universe of Star Wars.
Yeah.
So it's not going to be a character piece. This is the film noir that I want.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm game for whatever because it's like we don't know anything yet.
Well, we know that it's episode 9.
Thanks. Yeah, I don't know. I'm excited. Have they even started shooting it?
July, I think.
July. That's right. I think you said that last week. Yeah, great, cool.
Oh, May 10th is the LA premiere of the movie.
Ah, yes.
We have not got our invitations yet.
What about the Toronto one?
Fuck.
We could take the GO train.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves here. The LA one is the small one.
Oh, right.
No, but I mean, look, I called Kathy K, and I said, hey, are Brock and I going to get to go? Who is this?
Who this?
And she hung up on me, and I think through the phone and smashed it. We're not invited to that.
Just like, no more phones. No, Lucasfilm.
I would go to cons to watch it, though. Canes? Con? If this was... I wish it was like TIFF season, because I would spend the extra money and go to TIFF to watch it.
Oh, yeah. Especially that would be insane.
Yeah, if Uncle Ron showed up, and he's like, hey, it's like me, Uncle Ron.
Yeah.
Actually, I guess I should change grab it, because we're talking about Solo now.
Solo.
They're ramping it up. It is ramped up. Do you remember...
Star Wars.
Did I bring this up last week? Remember like 4 or 5 months ago? When this happened? Where's the Solo trailer? It's in trouble. They don't have faith in it. Solo's dead. Oh, it's the worst. They can't figure out what they're doing. Well, no, they had a game plan.
Yeah.
Which we were saying. Hashtag the best Star Wars film.
Yeah.
And, Ron Howard tweeted, he goes, look, when episode 8 has come and gone, then you'll see the trailer. And they waited for the Super Bowl.
Makes sense.
Which I thought was a brilliant 1-2 punch. Super Bowl next day, bam, bam. And then they're like, here's the full trailer on American Idol. Beautiful. Then they're like, here are a bunch of awesome TV spots.
Yep.
Have you seen all the TV spots?
Nah. I was like, yeah, whatever.
Have you seen the one where Lando throws Han the gun? And he says, hand! And he tosses it, and then Aaron Reich does like the most perfect Solo pose ever.
Gotcha. Boba Fett.
Boba Fett in the movie, yes or no?
Yeah, I think so.
Well, Slave 1 was in that one shot.
Slave fun. Oh, wouldn't that be fantastic if they just put it in there just to mess with us?
Oh, yeah, I'm totally down with that. We were just talking before we started recording about Avengers Infinity War. If you haven't seen it, we won't spoil it. We won't spoil it, though. But there is it might be a mild spoiler, maybe. I'm not going to say who it is or anything, but there's a there's a cameo in the movie that is awesome and works, but is 100% fan service.
Oh yeah,
and that's not to take away from it. That's to say, sometimes just throw it in there. Let the people who enjoy it be like, because I saw it when I saw it. People didn't acknowledge anything. I don't think anyone had ever seen a Marvel movie in my theater. but I was with Rob, and he said he saw it like the Thursday night, and he said that when that character appeared, the theater went ballistic.
Yeah, I don't remember what mine did. I saw it on the Monday or a couple days ago. So I was like, oh!
You stood up and you're like,
bravo.
Do you see that? You're like talking
bravo.
About you called your dad. Dad!
At the end of Days of Future Past, where they show the Apocalypse and the 4 Horsemen on the sand dunes, and I'm like, I know what this means. Like audibly out loud.
No one in my theater did, including Aaron. No one knew.
But on the Monday viewing, when Cap showed up, applause.
Yeah,
like,
that was the only time there was a reaction.
Two applause. I can't remember what the other one was, but yeah.
I thought he got a cool intro. I'm not even a huge Captain America fan.
Mm-hmm.
I thought he got a cool intro. Anyway, whatever.
Yeah,
But what I'm saying is there's a cameo in it.
Yeah.
There are 9 million superhero and villains in this movie.
Yes.
Somebody appears. They play the part like there's a purpose for it.
Yeah.
But it could have been literally anything, like anybody. It
Yeah,
could
it
have been
didn't
like
have to
it
be
could have been
a-
no name Ghost Head or something, or no name Caterpillar. Could have been anything. But they chose a character, and they're like, oh, and they made it make sense within the universe.
Yeah.
But it's 100% fan service. And I mentioned this last week when I was watching. I'm like, man, there's some things in here. You're like, there's my elbow.
Yeah.
I just wish you wish Star Wars would just kind of embrace like little things every once in a while. And like they did it in Rogue One, with on Jedi. Like there's things in Rogue One that you're like, ooh, Kyber Crystal, like things like that, and Ponda Bob and all that, and you're like, oh. But then there's like Last Jedi and Force Awakens. You're like, just give me an alien I recognize.
Yeah,
like and it's like every once in a while, like you see the reaction in the theater, and I know Lucasfilm and Disney will be like, well, the majority of hardcore fans are the minority because $2 billion is not what we make up. And that's fine, but at the same time, just give us something to smile about in the theater.
Yeah,
and because the thing, it's not like it ruins The Last Jedi and Force Awakens that the aliens aren't in it, but it just like it enhances the experience more. When you see Nyenyub and Akbar, you're like, ah, and they are youth. They do nothing. Like everyone's like,
they do nothing.
I wish Akbar, where he plays Holdo on the ship, Akbar says it's a trap. Like that's why you love him, and it's cool that you love him for that. But like it's little things like that you're like, just give me that. That's
yeah.
So I thought Marvel got that.
Yeah, and I think we'll see that in Han Solo a lot more because like I think they're willing to try new things in these Star Wars story movies. So and like you said, Rogue One had a whole bunch of little Easter eggs. Though I'm sure that someone will say will comment on this and be like, oh, this and that. And I'm like, oh, yeah, good point.
Yeah, but... Like,
in Last Jedi.
Look, in Rogue One, out of the 3 Disney-era movies, it has the Vader scene.
Yeah.
And when that movie premiered, I remember the premiere, everyone tweeted out, OMG, Vader, 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 Vader. Holy F, Vader, Vader, Vader. Like, it was all that.
Yeah.
It's a moment.
Yeah.
And it is a great moment.
Yeah.
And it'll be fun to see more of... Like, the Praetorian Guard moment is awesome.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's not, but Vader is Vader.
Yeah.
A Praetorian Guard is one movie.
Yeah.
Like, it's just... So, yeah, and Solo, the spin-off movies, if they keep doing them, are great places for that stuff.
Yeah, exactly. So.
But... old school aliens would be nice to see.
Yeah, like did Rhodia blow up or where are the Twi'leks from?
Oh
God,
it starts with an R. Ryloth.
Ryloth, thank you. Like, did those planets blow up and now there's no of those races? Like, come on.
People don't. Sometimes when we're doing the show, your brain just goes.
Yeah.
You like forget words.
And I'm reading the Han Solo novel Last Shot right now, and they're like a large chunk of it. Well, not large. So parts of it are happening on Ryloth. So I should have it on my hand.
Lords of the Sith is all on Ryloth.
Yeah, like you've said that before.
Such a great book. I want to read Last Shot a lot. I'm dying to read it.
Yeah, you should. It's good.
I haven't had a chance yet, but I can't wait.
It's the perfect thing to read before Han Solo, quite honestly, because it doesn't reveal anything.
Yeah.
But it just gives you a little.
Which is like why I always thought Han Solo was a great idea for a movie.
Yeah.
Because you can do so much.
Yeah.
And we always said like these novels that were handcuffed. But Han Solo is like a character that you're like, well, you can do whatever you want.
Yeah, yeah.
Like he's just like a character in adventures, and you put him on adventures, and it could be whatever. He could be like James Bond, Indiana Jones, in that kind of way, where you're like, just have fun, and do it. I think that's kind of cool that they do it. I was speaking of when we talked about the trailer earlier, when I was investigating the ticket sales, and I went on the Instagram account. They put the trailer up and it didn't say tickets available now. And all the comments are like, hey, Disney, listen to us. We don't want this movie. We want Obi-Wan. Like, there was a lot of those comments. And I was just like, what? I don't get it. Like, okay, look, Obi-Wan would be cool, but they announced this movie like 4 years ago.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like they were like, yes, like, Last Jedi came in, they're like, well, we pissed people off. You know what we should do?
Han Solo.
Yeah. That, because... this was a movie that, like we've said a million times, George Lucas was like, here's an idea.
Yeah.
they hired Kasdan to write it, who nobody knows Han Solo better. Then while he was writing that, they like also write The Force Awakens with J.J. Abrams, and that's what we're getting. And you don't have to care about Han Solo. I think he's a really interesting character.
Yeah.
He's my favorite character.
Yeah.
Spoiler. But you think he's a really interesting character because you could have so much fun with him, and that's why these books make more sense than the Aftermath trilogy.
Yeah.
Which ended up being way better than they started. But I still feel like it was because Chuck Wendig's hands were tied. They're like, wow, you're gonna do a story that's in between them, but you can't do anything. And it was like, what's the point? What's the point?
I don't know, but I am ready. Are we less than 25 days now? Yeah, because it's May.
So the 4th will be 20 days.
Wow.
Because we will hopefully go see it on the 24th.
A fortnight.
Have you played that game?
I downloaded it, but I have not.
What is it?
It's just a shooter. Like
Why
run
is it?
around battle royale shooter where like you shoot and then you die and then that's it. But the unique thing about this game is you can build things to like protect yourself. But it's like if you've heard of public Player Unknown's Battlegrounds, it's not a ripoff, but similar to that where you get dropped out of a plane and you just run around and shoot each other. It's like Hunger Games, basically.
Is it on what's it, a console?
Yes. They're both. I play it. Well, it's called PUBG. Started online, but now I'm gonna get me people is like you are wrong, but yeah, you can play them on consoles, and they're just shooters.
I have no idea.
Yeah, man.
I just listen to sports radio all day, and all
Sports
and they always
radio.
bring it up, and I'm like, I don't know what this is. We have a video game news coming up that is way better than Fortnite.
Ooh.
Way better than Fortnite. Solo, a Star Wars story. If you go on the Star Wars thing, Roar for Change, the Force for Change, they did a really cool video with Chewie. And you can do Roar for Change. You submit your best Wookiee impression. You want to do your best one right now?
The way
Wait, that sounded more like a gonk droid.
the way they describe Chewbacca's voice in the last shot is hilarious. It's like, and you're like, yeah, I get it. It's like he honked or like it's just the words. You're like, what? And then you're like, oh yeah. Or he murmured something. Great.
I can't wait. Clint Howard's role has been revealed by Uncle Ron.
Who is he?
Well, he doesn't have a name, so this is a spoiler. So if you don't want to hear it, I'll put my hands up, and when I stop talking, I'll take them down like this.
Put your hands up.
Yeah. So anyway, Uncle Ron's brother Clint. So Uncle Clint or Dad?
Uncle brother
It's
Clint.
either Uncle Clint or Dad, depending on who you are. He
Uncle Dad, Father Oscar.
he will be playing. He's like Mickey from the Rocky series.
Cool.
So there are battle droids, which we've seen the pop figures for. So like Rock'em Sock'em robots, I guess.
Yeah, battle bots.
And he plays like I guess the trainer for those, and that is how we meet L3.
Yeah, which makes sense. Actually,
cool.
now that I think of what's happening with L3 in the book again, is like, oh yes, that makes sense.
So that's really cool. Uncle Ron also says that that the Solo movie has a 70s feel. It's rebelliousness and recklessness.
Ooh,
And I'm like, that's fun.
cool.
And they did an Arrested Development thing, which was nice and fun. The Star Wars YouTube and Twitter,
Yeah.
they're kind of cheeky.
Oh yeah.
There was a Star Wars show. I don't know if they do this for every Star Wars show, but I was looking at one, I think, last week. And they posted the Star Wars show, and they're like, first, yet again. In the comments. I was like, what? Okay. So I keep smacking the desk.
Yes, you do. Oh my god.
I don't know what it sounds like. I didn't bring headphones.
Uh-huh.
All right, let's. I look. Do you think Solo will be the third best Star Wars film? Or
Yes.
You think? Okay.
Because we broke it here. We broke the story.
But you think it'll be more positively received than negatively received?
I think at a point, we're just not going to be able to quantify these movies. I mean, obviously, people will be like, "This is my favorite. This is my least favorite." Da da da.
Well, that's why I said the third best, because it's like it'll just be liked. It won't be Empire Strikes Back.
I think it has the possibility to bring this saga to the next level, where you're like, "Oh wow, that's really cool. What we can do with it." But Rogue One did it. Never tell me the odds.
Today's odds are brought to us by Joshua Lucas from the Den of Nerds.
He was on ESPN for talking about nerd stuff.
He liked the Avengers Infinity War. Yeah. And I was like, yeah, but Howard the Duck.
We were talking about Howard the Duck at work, and one person did not know what we were talking about. And we're like, you weirdo.
Duck boobs. Yeah. Here we go. First off, the odds of Ray's parents playing a key role in episode 1X.
I mean...
IX. 9.
I don't think a lot of people are satisfied with the answer that we got in Last Jedi, and I think it's a crucial part of her character, even though it's really steamrolled in the last one. I want to go high 95%.
Well, a lot of Rey is steamrolled in the last one.
Yeah.
Like, you don't get... Here's the reason I'm going to go 70% is because J.J. Abrams said this is going to, like, conclude it all. Prequel trilogy, original trilogy, the sequel trilogy. And if you've ever seen Scream 3...
Yes.
Randy tells us that the third one of a trilogy has to go back to the beginning.
Yeah.
So this is the third one in a trilogy, and it's the ninth one overall.
Right.
So it goes back to the beginning. Either you go back to Phantom Menace, or you go back to the beginning. And if you remember from Scream 3, this is a spoiler alert for Patrick Dempsey's breakthrough return to form role. If you remember from that movie, it was Sidney's brother from Scrubs. Scott.
I can't remember.
Anyway, in Scrubs, he's a quarter Hungarian. I can't remember his name now. Anyway, he's the spoiler alert again for this new movie that just came out 20 years ago. Yeah. But anyway, it's Sidney's brother because it has to go back to her family, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. And the thing is, ever since I saw Scream 3, I've thought about that. And so many damn trilogies do that. The Dark Knight Rises did that. It went right back to the first. Like, they go back to the first one. So when I think about this, I think about Rey's parents being a crucial part in The Force Awakens. Not who they were, because that was never what it's about, but her, they're coming back for her.
Yeah.
It was all about that. And J.J. Abrams is now returning to this. And yeah, they might be, even if they are nothing, and they're drunk traders and whatever, I feel like he's still going to go back to that at some point. Yeah. Unless he looks at what just happened and be like, nah, that's it. So I'm going to go 75% on that one because of Scream 3. Thank you very much, Kevin Williamson and Wes Craven. Although it was written by, I forget his name too. The odds of L3 stealing the show in Solo.
I think L3 is going to be an interesting character, but you're making a comparison to like K2SO from Rogue One. The difference in this movie is we actually have a main character that's vital. I know we have
Chewie?
Jyn Erso is the main character in Rogue One. Yeah. But like that movie was an ensemble movie where all the characters kind of got their own little bit, more or less. And K2SO was like the funny guy. So like Han is the funny guy and the main character and who you're cheering for. I think L3 is going to be important, but I think it's definitely going to be an interesting character. So I'm going to go 40%. I'm going to stealing the show.
51. But here's the thing. Chewie. I'm debating if it's going to be her Chewie that everybody loves at the end of this movie. Chewie is the odds-on favorite because everybody already loves him going into it. So if you just make him Chewie, and he has more screen time than Last Jedi based on the trailers alone, you're going to make people happy with Chewie. Yeah. So, but L3 is new, and the things that L3 can do can be new. It can be refreshing and funny and touching. Yeah. And it could be the character that people leave going, "Wow, I love L3." Yeah. But also maybe not. And our final odd, I wrote this one just for you. The odds of Lando Calrissian crying after he loses the Falcon to Han.
25%. I just don't see it. I don't really see it. Like, I think Lando is a cool character, so he'll be like, that's okay. All right. Or he'll be mad. It's one or the other. Like, I don't see him as being emotional.
I want him to get mad to go hide behind a rock and like... But no one interacts with him. He's and then you see the Falcon go, and then we never see Lando again for the rest of the movie.
It would be amazing if it just ended like, you pirate.
Oh my God, that'd be awesome. I don't think he's going to cry. I'm going to go 0%. Because, I can do whatever I want on the show.
Hello, news. It's time to hear the stories of the day.
Check this out.
What do you got to talk about?
Check
what?
this out.
What?
I smacked the desk.
Oh crap! I was gonna grab Alexa. So Alexa, in honor of May the 4th, will respond with new Star Wars queries. So if you ask her a question about Star Wars, she may have a new answer for you. If you've ever tried it in the past, you were able to ask her to do a Star Wars limerick, and she would then also talk in Yoda style of talking. But now, if you ask her to tell a Star Wars joke, you'll probably get several different types of answers. And you can ask her which Star Wars character is best. Apparently, she prefers Leia. So that's fun.
She has a bunch of Batman jokes.
Yeah.
Oh, it's phenomenal.
But this is not Batman Scum podcast.
No, but it's nice that she's finally acknowledging her favorite movie, Star Wars.
So yeah. Since it's May 4th, why not make some fun Star Wars cocktails? They're not any different from normal drinks. They're just renamed Star Wars names.
Today's Hollow News is like when you watch the new local news on like Friday night, and they're like, "Look at this parrot stuck in the tree."
Oh my goodness!
Like there's nothing happening.
So if you're gonna go to the bar or just stay home and watch Star Wars, here's some drink ideas you could have: a Tatooine sunrise, like a tequila sunrise.
No, I'm out.
Qui-Gon gin and juice.
I'm totally in.
Darth Collins, which is a Tom Collins. Dark Side and Stormy.
Oh, that one would be awesome.
Or a hot tauntaun, or which would be a hot toddy.
I like hot tauntaun.
Fun stuff, but yeah, they're basically the same ingredients.
I'm gonna make a Star Wars drink on Friday.
Ugh. Last time we made a drink, well,
what?
It was not good.
What was drink?
We made the drinks way back when.
Oh, the Guido de Fabio. That was more Nico than me. Yeah. People are not interested in our drink. No, I'm gonna make a nice drink. My margaritas are the bomb. I'm gonna make a Jabberita. It's because I'll swirl it like Jabba's face at the top.
Pod racing is back. GOG or Good Old Games. Is that it? Yeah, goodoldgames.com, which is a site that succeeds in bringing back old games. It's just a gaming site, but then one of their big thing is bringing games that are not so much ready for just playing old games. And they've done that with episode 1's Pod Racer, which originally came out for Nintendo 64 and PC.
Amazing game.
And now you can play it on their website. I got some info here. It's supported for Windows 10, 8, and 7, and it supports a 69 aspect ratio, which it didn't originally have, but you can run it at 1080p at 60 frames per second. It'll be a little stretch because, as I said, it is a 4:3 format, so it won't look as great, but you will be able to play, and there's a sale on it on Tuesday, May 8th, so next week at 3 p.m. Pacific time, 11 p.m. BST. I don't know what that means. Brock Standard Time. As always, all games are DRM free. Don't know that. But the sale will be 60% off on games like Star Wars Battlefront, the original one, Battlefront 2, Empire at War, Knights of the Old Republic, Jedi Knights, and both Force Unleashed games. So check it out if you need a Star Wars video game fix.
Absolutely, because we've gotten 2 in 5 years.
And then finally, James Cameron is an angry sci-fi nerd.
He's Canadian.
Yeah, great.
He's from close to where you're from.
Niagara?
Yeah, he's from Chippewa.
I never knew that, and you think that would be a big deal because I know where Chippewa is. He's mad. Apparently, he said this in a interview recently. He's still mad that Star Wars lost to Annie Hall in the 70s for awards. I don't know. I didn't know they were against each other.
James Cameron's mad all the time.
He is mad all the time, and he thinks that the Academy needs to take sci-fi movies more seriously because there are plenty of sci-fi movies that are just as humanistic as normal films. But yeah, whatever. But he does seem to be more optimistic because of how well Shape of Water did this year, with Guillermo del Toro winning director and the Shape of Water best picture of the film. And it's a monster movie, a fantasy. It's not exactly sci-fi, but it's in the same vein. It works. Yeah.
I will say his comments on the Avengers, how he said he hopes Avengers fatigue sets in. Because
yes.
I'll say this. I kind of agree with him.
Yeah.
I love the Avengers. Like, actually, I didn't like the first two, but I liked Infinity War, and he means superhero movies basically, and I'm fine with those. But studios are not backing like in big ways like generic sci-fi movies anymore. You don't just get them. You know what I mean? Like Arrival was fantastic. I haven't seen Annihilation, but like they're not at the forefront.
No.
And it's all like in your face Avengers, Star Wars, things like that. And so on one hand, I agree with them. The other hand is, well, let's get them all.
Yeah, I mean, you get your Blade Runner or you get Valerian. Like it's sort of like they're definitely trying to do franchise. What complements this story is if you've watched the TV show Future Man, which is sort of a ripoff of all Star Wars, or well, intentionally homage rather of sci-fi movies from the 80s, like Terminator, Back to the Future, Last Starfighter. They do a whole episode where they go to James Cameron's house in the future because he's discovered some kind of energy. And to really get the sense of like James Cameron is just being James Cameron, you should watch that. It's not true, any of it, but you're like, yeah, this is James Cameron. And that has been the Hollow News, for all the news you need today, tomorrow, and tonight.
It's time for Top 5.
Top 5. What is Top 5 today, James?
Today's Top 5 are Top 5 reasons Han Solo is the greatest movie ever made.
1.
Uncle Ron.
Uncle Ron. Number 2.
Clint Howard.
Clint Howard. Number 3.
Warwick Davis.
Orange shirts, or yellow shirts.
Top 5 non-Force users this week.
Oh.
Because this changes weekly. My number 5 should be number 1. It's probably number 1 on your list.
Yeah.
It is definitely number 1 on your list. Oh, it's not.
No.
Ben Quadinaros. Look, I feel like if his pod had worked.
Yeah.
I've said this multiple times. Had Ben Quadinaros' pod worked,
It's fine.
He would have won the race.
It's fine. He's a bigger character in Beauty and the Beast as Cogsworth.
Yeah. No, look, Ben Quadinaros. I'm serious though. If he wins that race, Anakin doesn't, and the galaxy is like, there's no Skywalker, there's no saga, so we benefit because of him, and he did that for us. He sabotaged his pod for us, so we would get movies. Brock, you're number 5.
My number 5 is Admiral Akbar, because I was just like, this is a random list, so it's like, what characters do I interest me the most? And if you're reading any of the Star Wars, there's Darth Vader and the ongoing Star Wars. He's prevalent in both in different time periods, but the stories kind of link together, and it's very interesting. And I'm like, I want to know more. Plus, it's always a trap. My number 4 is Chewbacca, because why not?
That's low. I thought
it's gotta be low though, because it's like he's interesting, but you couldn't really do a lot of stories with him because he's always sort of a supporting character. Yeah.
And number 4, Watto. Watto is awesome. We need Black Series figures of Ben Quadinaros and Watto. Elite series,
like a special edition where it's all the pod racers.
Oh my!
Yeah.
Did I tell you that one time on Amazon I was scrolling and I was like, "Ooh, look at this miniature pod! It's Anakin's pod racer, but it was like a miniature."
Yeah.
I was like, "That's cool." And I swiped, but I was working.
Sorry.
I was producing a hockey game, and I swiped, put my phone in my pocket, produced the game, got home. Your order has been placed.
Oh,
I was like, what? I one-clicked it, apparently.
Oh,
so I had to call Amazon like 5 hours later and be like, I do not want... It was like $70 too. I was like, I don't want this. And Amazon's like, well, you could return it. We have to call the... Because it was a third party.
You're right.
We have to call whatever. And they called it like, okay, you're fine. I was like, oh my God. I don't want to spend... It was like this big, I think. I think it was a Micro Machines, but it was like... I was like, $70. My number 3, you still don't have it, Booba. Jar Jar
Binks.
Jar Jar. I mean, you could argue he is Force sensitive, but as of this moment, he is not.
I did Lars and Tekka because he's Force adjacent.
You cannot escape who you are.
And I think it would be interesting.
Force adjacent.
I think it'd be interesting to follow because they put him in Poe Dameron and they're like, ooh, but I was like, tell us more, but they can't because they've written themselves into a corner. So, but like, I think he would be interesting to follow.
Never tell me the odds.
Yeah.
Lord Santeca in the Star Wars Resistance show.
Maybe. But that takes place before?
We don't know how many years.
Yeah.
I think, look.
I'd be for it, but like they've already kind of written a bunch of stuff on him.
Yeah, I'm curious how the show's going to work with the Poe Dameron comic having Poe's in it. So I think Poe's going to take a side, like he'll have like a back seat to
yeah.
Who's your number 2?
My number 2 is Lando, because he seems cool. Last Shot, huh? I keep pushing this. He's pretty interesting in that book. So yeah, read it.
But is he as interesting as my number 2? Wicket!
It's the same. It's a Chewbacca issue where it's like,
no.
Well, I guess he does talk in
no. Either
Battle
way,
for Endor.
I saw him on ice. I will go to war for the Ewoks. At number 1, there is only one number 1. Brock, why don't you tell everybody who that is?
Han Solo.
Han!
I'm Chewbacca.
Han!
Han, old buddy, you pirate.
Visit Endor. I love Han Solo. Han
Yeah.
Solo. Now I'm saying Han because I'm Lando-ified.
Han!
Hello
there.
Well, I love Solo. Obviously, can't wait. I think he's interesting because he's not force sensitive, which is what I'm trying to say about Finn all the time, and everybody just yells at me and like, no, he was supposed to be force sensitive. Like, but that's not the point. The point is he's more interesting because he's not. But anyway, can't wait. Hopefully Finn will make this list one day. With his new hairdo, I can't see him not making it.
Yeah.
Who else did we not put on our list that could easily
Luke.
Greedo. Greedo was a hard no. Jabba
Nobata.
All stormtroopers, Praetorian.
Bib Fortuna.
Praetorian guys. I guess maybe. Anyway, guys, this has been episode
92.
902. Oh crap! Hold on, I hit something. 902. Episode 92 right here at the Rebel Scum Podcast YouTube channel. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up. If you're still with us, give us a subscribe. We don't have a prize to give away today, but we have a trivia question. Nope.
What?
I just thought of this right now.
What is Luke's favorite place in Tashi Station to buy things? Because I feel like there's a specific name.
Wow,
yeah.
that's
it's in the
novelization. I was just gonna say name the pot figure that threw me off guard at the beginning of the show. But where in Tashi Station did Luke prefer to pick up?
Yeah,
whatever.
I feel like there's a name.
There's a name for everything. It's Star Wars.
Star Wars.
Episode 92 tomorrow. Something on May the 4th be with you. We don't know what yet.
Yeah.
And Revenge of the 5th. Andrew Fantasia will be talking about something. Topic with somebody. It might be me. It might be somebody else. About a topic that we were given to, but on Patreon. So it's going to be a lot of fun. It has to do with Dark Side, obviously. I can't wait for that, even though it's Andrew.
Yeah, he's the worst.
The thing with him is I saw Avengers Infinity War with him.
Oh.
And he held Captain America's shield the entire time.
What a loser.
He if you've seen the live stream that he did. Anyway, I'll talk about this later.
I saw the picture of him with his friend.
But the hammer was like 90 pounds. Majorma. It was like 90 pounds. Like I was like
Azerbaijan.
But it was literally like I'm like, oh, is that foam? He goes, here, grab it, and he hands it to me.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
yeah, because only Thor can wield Mjolnir.
I was not Mujamur. But Captain America's shield was like a legit shield.
Yeah.
So we started like trying to like throw things at Andrew, and then he threw it and he killed Darth Ward.
Good. You will rise again.
All right, guys. Thanks so much for watching. Until next time, Brock. You were always scum.
May the 4th scum.
Hey scumbags, thanks for watching. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up on our video. As always, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, Rebel Scum Podcast, for all the latest videos.